bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
North Alabama is full of adventure. If you love food, we've got it. If you love festivals, we've got them. If you love the outdoors, we've got plenty of places to explore. Whatever you love, we're sure to have something for you. For all things North Alabama, check out northalabama.org.
It's bow time. You've probably heard folks say, don't call it a comeback. But at Bojangles, we don't like to beat around the bush. So when the sizzling, savory pork chop griller's back in all its tender, marinated, chili lime glory, and you can snap up 2 of them for $6, go ahead, call it a comeback. Get 2 legendary pork chop grillers for just $6, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
With a house surrounded by pine trees planted in 1961, April and I knew it was time to do something about it. So we called James Paul. With over 25 years in the business, James Paul Tree Service offers their knowledge and experience, along with honesty and dependability, which gives you peace of mind when it comes to tree removal, tree cleanup, and clearing. Give James Paul a call at 256-777-0711.
Before they fall, give James Paul a call.
Boutique Air in Muscle Shoals, Alabama offers direct flights to Atlanta and Pensacola. Boutique Air service runs twice daily, 7 days a week, with fares starting at $59. Follow Boutique Air Muscle Shoals on Facebook at Boutique Air MSL and book your flight through boutiqueair.com. Boutique Air,
where you can fly private for the cost of commercial.
Hey everybody, this is Daryl Worley, and you're listening to The Mark White Show. Hey, step up and make a difference like he does.
Hey y'all, this is Jeff Foxworthy, and you can make a huge difference in somebody's life. You just may not have figured out how yet, and that's why you're listening to The Mark White Show.
Hi, this is Maggie Peterson. I played Charlene Darling on The Andy Griffith Show, and you are listening to The Mark White Show.
Hi folks, this is Ricky Skaggs, and you're listening to The Mark White Show.
Hello, I'm Gene Stallings, and this is The Mark White Show. Get off the sideline and get involved and make a difference in your community.
You are listening to The Mark White Show. My daddy is your host, Mark White.
welcome to another edition of The Mark White Show. Right now, I have on the line with me Joel Dixon, who is the race director for the Forging Families 5K, 10K, 1 mile fun run taking place on January the 8th at the Shelby County Arts Council in Columbiana, Alabama. This effort is supporting Sacred Selections. Welcome to the Mark White Show, Joel Dixon.
Hey, Mark, thanks for having me.
Always glad to have you, and what an exciting opportunity we have to support Sacred Selections with this 3rd annual event. This is great.
Yeah, it really, the first 2 years were very successful and were a lot of fun and put check marks in all the boxes we hope to accomplish.
When we talk about Sacred Selections, Joel, why is this organization special to you?
A few years ago, before we did this first one, we had some very close friends of ours that we go to church with who were in the process of adopting a child. And just watching the challenges they went through, both from the emotional side of it and going through that ordeal of adopting a child and all the hoops that have to go through, but then the expense. And when you look at the expense, anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000 or $60,000 for a domestic adoption, that's crazy that an individual family is tasked with that when they're willing to open their hearts and homes to a child. So Sacred Selections does exactly helps in that area. It helps with the financial challenges associated with that. So, Amy and I are old enough that we didn't feel like adoption was something we could do. So then the question started rising of what could you do? And one of the things I know how to do is direct a race. Our community here is a great place for it. So it just made sense and really didn't know how well it would go the first year, but it's been successful and it's grown both in year 1 and year 2. So we're looking forward to year 3 being the most successful yet.
So when you started this first year effort, Joel, and you say that you're familiar with the races and how to organize these, and that's where you found your place, how easy was it or difficult was it to get people on board to sponsor the fundraiser the first year it happened?
Here locally in towns, we're like most small towns. There's a handful of businesses and they get hit for everything, but we've been really fortunate with people that we have relationships with and people that others have relationships with of finding sponsors. And this year, the ones who have been on board before, they were just a phone call or an email, and they were immediately excited to be back, to be a part of it again. We certainly try to give them value for their sponsorship and get their name out there. But it's really been a huge encouragement both to see from the business sector here locally, people supporting it. Of course, we're always welcome to more and people in other communities that may want to reach out and support as well. But then also in terms of numbers of people showing up to run the event, a race with nobody running it is not a very good race. But we've been fortunate. Year 1, we had over 150 registered runners. Last year, we had over 213 registered runners. And that's great. That adds an energy and a positive experience for everybody that participates. So it's just a win all the way around.
As you know, and you mentioned earlier about a specific family that you witnessed trying to adopt, and we know families who have benefited from Sacred Selections personally. There was a huge event in Birmingham recently, and it was an amazing effort that raised a lot of money for 2 very special families that were wanting to adopt as well. And so there are families that we know of that have benefited from Sacred Selections, and of course that makes it a very personal issue when you know these families want a child so badly, and we can step in and say, you know what, I may not adopt myself, but I want to make sure that you're able to do that because we know what type of family you are, and we want you to be able to provide that home to that child.
Yeah, that's right. That was really the impetus of it. And, when I started this, I kind of had 3 goals. I wanted to, first and foremost, accomplish that of helping a family that was willing to give a child a home. But I also wanted to make a great event that brought people to this little town that Amy and I have adopted and love and is our home and will be our home. So we wanted to create an event that was positive for this community. And then we wanted to put on a great event for runners. I've been a runner for a long time. We wanted to have that be a part of it too. And so far, like I said, we've checked all those boxes. Every year has been a great experience and have gotten largely positive feedback. And I think we've gotten a little bit better every year as we've done it.
Right now, we're talking to my friend Joel Dixon about the Forging Families 5K, 10K, 1 mile fun run taking place in Columbiana, Alabama to support Sacred Selections. Joel, if you'll stick with me, we'll continue this conversation, and I want to share not only how people can participate as runners in the 5K, 10K, 1 mile fun run, but also if you're still looking for sponsors, how someone can support this effort, okay?
Absolutely.
All right, folks, I hope you'll stick with us as I continue this conversation with Joel Dixon from Columbiana, Alabama. You are listening to The Mark White Show, and I'm your host, Mark White.
I'll do something good today. A little wink, a pat on the back, a big old hug, a little laugh. We can make a difference. All we have to do is try. Every day's a chance to change somebody else's life. Let's all do something good today.
it's bow time. You've probably heard folks say, don't call it a comeback. But at Bojangles, we don't like to beat around the bush. So when the sizzling, savory pork chop griller's back in all its tender, marinated, chili lime glory, and you can snap up 2 of them for $6, go ahead, call it a comeback. Get 2 legendary pork chop grillers for just $6, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
North Alabama is full of adventure. If you love food, we've got it. If you love festivals, we've got them. If you love the outdoors, we've got plenty of places to explore. Whatever you love, we're sure to have something for you. For all things North Alabama, check out northalabama.org.
Experience the difference at Athens Bible School. The vision and purpose is to provide each student a quality education in a Christ-centered environment to develop the whole person spiritually, mentally, physically, and socially in safe and supportive surroundings. The solid biblical foundation permeates learning and culture in the classrooms and every extracurricular activity.
Thompson Roofing and Construction is a locally owned family business serving the North Alabama and Southern Tennessee area. They are a Better Business Bureau A+ member since 2011 and a GAF Master Elite contractor. Give them a call at 256-952-3309 or check them out on the web at 256roofing.com. They offer free inspections.
Thompson Roofing and Construction.
With over 25 years in the business, James Paul Tree Service offers their knowledge and experience, along with honesty and dependability, which gives you peace of mind when it comes to tree removal, tree cleanup, and clearing. Give James Paul a call at 256-777-0711.
Before they fall, give James Paul a call.
Mr. Cecil Batchelor is the one that started this business as Dependable Service Center. And even though now it's Green's Dependable Hardware and we're a True Value store, our tagline is still Your Dependable Service Center. We've tried to keep that alive for all these years. Mr. Batchelor really started a good business. We're really excited to be carrying on a long-standing tradition. It's the oldest retail store in the city of Russellville. We're Green's Dependable Hardware, 15220A Highway 43 in Russellville, Alabama. We're right behind McDonald's or right across the street from the hospital. Number is 256-331-0123.
Your Dependable Service Center.
Hi, I'm Crystal Gale, and you're listening to The Mark White Show. And one smile can make a difference. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Someone loves you, I do.
He drives into the city, works extra hard all day, finishes up early so he can get away. 'Cause there's a blue-eyed kid on second base, wants Dad to watch him play. Daddy knows he's waiting, so he hurries.
Welcome back to the Mark White Show. I'm glad that you can be with us today as I talk to one of my very special longtime friends, Joel Dixon, in Columbiana, Alabama. But more importantly, we're talking about a very special effort to support Sacred Selections. This is the 3rd annual Forging Families 5K, 10K, 1 mile fun run taking place on January the 8th at the Shelby County Arts Council in Columbiana, Alabama. And I want to help Joel, and I want to help Sacred Selections moving this forward, and that's why I have Joel Dixon on the line with me right now. Welcome back to the Mark White Show, Joel.
Thank you so much, Mark. We appreciate your support in this matter, too.
Always glad to help, and as you mentioned, you've organized these before. This is something that you know how to do. You know how to bring people together when it comes to these races. I'm glad that we can, again, help this effort that we're now in the 3rd annual. So when someone starts an effort and they call it the 1st annual, sometimes you just kind of say, okay, I hope it makes it to the 2nd. But this one actually has made it to the 2nd and now the 3rd. So that's great.
You know, that the irony of that has always struck me is when somebody says 1st annual, but I knew that when we did this the first time, that if there was support, we would do it again and again. We'll continue to do it and grow it as it's viable and it accomplishes those 3 goals we talked about earlier.
Yes, and we talked about the people who have jumped into this effort, decided that they wanted to be a part of this as a sponsor. You've had some amazing sponsors that have been a part of this since day one, and we want to make sure that those who are hearing this for the first time know that they also can be sponsors. So how can someone sponsor the Forging Families 5K, 10K, 1 mile fun run?
Well, we have several different levels, and the easiest way to find out about that is if you go to the race website, which is www.forgingfamilies.run, forgingfamilies.run, and that'll take them to a Wix website, and there's information on there. But the long and the short of it is there's basically three levels. There's a $250 sponsorship, there's a $500 sponsorship, and then there's a $1,000 sponsorship. And there's different things that come along with each level. Because Sacred Selections is a 501c3, there's a tax deductible aspect to any donations that are made. And then we certainly, in addition to putting race logos and links to companies on our website, putting it on the back of the T-shirt, we try to promote those sponsors by putting information about the companies and contact numbers and things like that in the runners' goodie bags. So we try to make it a win-win and make it a good, healthy partnership in that regard. So the website has information about sponsorships, and there's also my contact information. If there's a sponsor out there that's got some idea that I've not thought about, I'm certainly willing to engage in a conversation and see what we can come up with.
That's great. And people who want to be a part of the race as runners, we're in the early bird window where people can go ahead and sign up to be a part of the Forging Families 5K, 10K, 1 mile fun run right now, right?
Yeah, that's right. Through December 4th, the end of the day on December 4th, the early bird special closes, which saves people $5. But certainly we want to reward those folks that are proactive and sign up early. There's a $5 discount for all three levels of the race, for the 10K, the 5K, and the 1 mile. And then there's even for folks that they think I'm not running unless something's chasing me. There's a sleep-in special where people can sign up and they'll get a T-shirt if they just want to support the cause.
And speaking of the cause, we want to make sure that people know that this is going to support Sacred Selections, helping families to adopt children. This is very important. A few days ago, it was National Adoption Day. I know of many families who have adopted, and I've even mentioned my own grandparents who adopted in the 1950s and then in the 1980s decided to take me in, and that was my home thanks to them adopting those many years ago. And so I know what it means to have a good family, to adopt a child, and what it can mean to that person as they grow into an adult. It's very important.
Yeah, with my career is in the education field, and so you see the impact of adults, positive adults, on kids in schools, but even more so with a mom and a dad and a kid that needs that. All kids need that, and so a kid who's in a disadvantaged situation, who's able to come into a stable home with good parents and godly parents, it's just, it affects that person, but as you've seen in your life, it affects generations moving forward in a positive way. So it's such an important mission and such a good organization that we're just tickled pink to get to be a part of supporting.
Absolutely. And I do want to add, too, that people can volunteer. They can also provide door prizes. I don't want to leave that out either, because there are opportunities, it seems like, in every area where someone can contribute to this effort.
Yeah, there's really almost nothing that somebody can't do that wants to be a part of it. We've got, we've been fortunate that our church family here and some community folks who have the time, they'll come out, and in addition to there being signs to turn at every turn on the course, we have people stationed so that that you don't get lost. If there's a younger kid running the race, there's that protection there for them as well. So there's something for everybody to do, whether it's cheering on at the finish line, whether it's helping with pre-race, organizing things. There's something for anybody that wants to be involved in that effort. And I should add too, it's a race, but there are folks out there that walk it, and there are folks out there that run it at a recreational pace and those kinds of things. So there's room for everybody.
And Joel, that goes right along with the message of you actually starting this race, is that you wanted to find a place where you fit, when it came to supporting these families through Sacred Selections, and you did that. And so the message that I want people listening to right now and understanding is that you don't have to necessarily be the adoptive parent. You don't have to be the one who takes the child in, but you can certainly find a place to help the families who want to do that, and know that you have helped and contributed in a very special way to making forever homes for these children and young people.
And it's been really successful. You know, in 2 years, we've been able to donate a little over $23,000 to Sacred Selections. And you know, that money matters, and that money goes directly to help a family with the cost of those of just the overwhelming cost of adoption. So, like I said, it's exclusively a good thing. It's great for this community. The last 2 years have been great days, and so we're looking forward to year 3 being even better. And
we want to send people to forgingfamilies.run for all the information that they need to be a part of the race, to be a sponsor. I want people to reach out to you, Joel. If a sponsor wants to be a part of this and they want to directly connect with you, how can they do that? My personal cell phone number's on the website, and my email. Probably the best way is my email is jdixon, that's Dixon, 0508 @gmail.com. Excellent. Again, forgingfamilies.run. The cutoff date registration closes for early bird December the 4th. They're still looking for sponsors. They want you to be a part of this as a runner or a walker or a sleeper, as Joel described. They need door prize providers, volunteers. If you have any questions, shoot Joel a message and talk to him about this special effort to support Sacred Selections called the Forging Families 5K, 10K, 1 Mile Fun Run, the 3rd annual. The race will take place on January the 8th in Columbiana, Alabama. Joel, it's always great to have you here on the Mark White Show to share about this special fundraising effort, and thank you for your good work and your team of people who come together to help make this happen each year. Absolutely, Mark, and we appreciate what you do every day with your show and promoting those good messages, but particularly for helping us get the word out to this one. So we look forward to having a big crowd and a great day, and hope one of these days you'll get a chance to come down and be a part of it with us. Looking forward to it. That's what friends are for, buddy. Yeah, that's right. Folks, here on the Mark White Show, we are recognizing our friends, our neighbors, community events, things that are happening around us to make a difference. I hope if this show is making a difference in your life that you'll share it with your family, your friends, your neighbors. Let them know about the Mark White Show and what we're doing to make a difference. Follow the Mark White Show on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And please subscribe to the Mark White Show podcast via Apple iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Audio Boom, SoundCloud, Blueberry, YouTube, and TuneIn Radio. You have been listening to another edition of the Mark White Show, and this is Mark White, encouraging you to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life today.
Who live and love in my hometown. These are my kind of people.
Hey folks, right now I'm with Quentin Ingram as we talk about the 2nd annual ADC Junior Bicycle Giveaway taking place at Foodland in Elgin.
Hey, this is Quentin Ingram. Just wanted to let y'all know that we are receiving donations, bicycles that you want to bring out. I will be there 7 to 5 almost every day. You can reach the store at 256-247-1958. Or you can reach me on my cell phone, which is 256-275-6275.
We hope you'll support the 2nd annual ADC Junior Bicycle Giveaway in honor of Antonio Dion Clark Jr. Located in Tuscumbia, Alabama, the Alabama Music Hall of Fame honors Alabama's music achievers. You can even go into the recording studio and try out your talents as a singer. That's the Alabama Music Hall of Fame, located at 617 Highway 72 West in Tuscumbia, Alabama. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Give them a call at 256-381-4417. Check them out on the web at alamhof.org. Boutique Air in Muscle Shoals, Alabama offers direct flights to Atlanta and Pensacola. Boutique Air service runs twice daily, 7 days a week, with fares starting at $59. Follow Boutique Air Muscle Shoals on Facebook at Boutique Air MSL and book your flight through boutiqueair.com. Boutique Air,
where you can fly private for the cost of commercial.
Is it time for a haircut? Give my friend Philip Butler at Southwind Barbershop a call, located in Rogersville, Alabama. You can call him at 256-247-5658. Make an appointment or just walk in. That's Southwind Barbershop in Rogersville, Alabama.
Oh, won't you hear me, people, when I say, well, let's all do something good.